This is another video on YouTube from Caroline Poynton regarding an illegal immigrant committing crime from Nigeria. I just wonder what he came from Nigeria for. I wonder if he was a criminal over there. And we've been happening criminals in the UK, which I've been saying all this time. This is why they're getting away with it. Yep.
Found a story nestled away, slightly hidden, and I didn't really see it until today actually, with regard to a Nigerian migrant, and this guy of course was residing at one of the hotels. You probably know the hotel, of course, from one of the protests. Remember those guys were hanging outside the window laughing and mocking the protesters outside? Well, an individual that was residing at this hotel appeared in court yesterday at Highbury Magistrates Court this week after being accused of sexually assaulting two women on separate occasions in Islington. Has squared up to a judge and issued a bit of a warning. Now I'm going to be going through this story. I've got a lot of questions to ask as well with regard to it. But
and I wonder what the judge is going to do
with an individual like this. And
better get away with it.
I only saw this story, I believe. Well, as I said, the sexual assaults, the two on separate occasions, or alleged sexual assaults, are horrific enough. But what we have seen and heard about this story, about this individual, this Nigerian migrant, if he didn't square up to a judge at court this week, I probably suspect no. I mean, we've been hearing about loads of different incidents such as these of individuals residing at the asylum hotels, being responsible for alleged sexual assaults. And again, we don't hear about all of these stories, but it's becoming a day-to-day basis where we are hearing things come out. Now, I want to go through what has unfolded in the court. As always, guys, please do hit the like button and the subscribe button and get involved in the live chat. Let's go through what has happened in a London courtroom.
So
yes, a shocking scene has unfolded inside a London courtroom, and it raises serious questions about justice, public safety and the government's asylum system. A Nigerian migrant who's 31 years old, Usala Kamson, appeared before Highbury Magistrates Court this week after being accused of sexually assaulting two women on two separate occasions in Islington. The alleged attacks took place just days apart on August 7th and August 12th, while Kamson was being housed in a taxpayer-funded Thistle City Barbarican Hotel. So this was the hotel here, of course, that he was staying at.
Beautiful hotel.
This isn't just any normal hotel, guys. No. This hotel boasts nearly 500 rooms, complete with a gym, a spa, a wellness centre, and all paid for by the public.
And what for when he's a criminal?
Prisons are struggling. I mean, I keep on stating it all the time, and I will not stop saying it. 6,000 homeless veterans. And as stated, this hotel in particular was the scenes of, it was the centre of heated protests by local residents, furious that their community had been turned into what is essentially a migrant hub. Now, back inside the courtroom, Kamson, who was dressed in a grey prison tracksuit,
and they're not migrants, they're illegals, and basically they're illegal immigrants that have illegally done crime in their own country and been kicked out of their own countries. That's why they can't send them back.
Sent to a hospital. But Kamson erupted, shouting that he had never signed anything, didn't recognise her as his lawyer, and demanded to be taken to A&E instead. Now, when the presiding magistrate, Jerry Tay, told him to stand and explain the court, didn't yet have that information to proceed. Kamson's behaviour escalated.
Yeah,
he squared up
you'll
to
get
the
a round of applause,
leaned his head against the glass panel in front of him and screamed, "Give me an opportunity to speak. I've never seen this lawyer in my life. Why is she representing me?" Before being dragged off to his cells, he looked directly at the magistrate and chillingly warned, "Just watch." Now, as stated, this was supposed to be a simple plea hearing, yet no pleas were entered, and the case was adjourned yet again with a new date set for September 9th. Now, what makes this even more disturbing is the broader picture. Kamson is not just accused of multiple sexual attacks, he is also a man who fled Nigeria, placed in taxpayer-funded housing, and is now openly challenging the UK justice system, even swearing up to a judge inside the courtroom. Meanwhile, locals in Islington have already had to take to the streets, organising protests outside. Now, this is annoying. Here we are again, two women have allegedly been assaulted. a taxpayer-funded hotel at the centre of the controversy, and now a man accused of serious crimes behaving aggressively towards the very magistrates tasked in holding him accountable. Now, this isn't just about one man, but who is this? Who does he think he is, this Nigerian migrant who's
Why don't they just send him back to fucking Nigeria?
He's came in.
Go on, what's wrong with Nigeria?
How he came in. Again, let's just say, look, staying at these hotels, probably illegal. He's fled Nigeria. Please remind me what's going on in Nigeria, by the way, as to why he's come over here. You know, one of these individuals, of course, playing the game. He's not only just arrived, he's also then sexually assaulted 2 women.
He's a fucking he's done crime in Nigeria, and that's why he's fled Nigeria.
The system with inside the court system.
So now we're harpering a
threatening warnings, swearing up to the judges.
Yeah, exactly. They're now harpering a criminal, mate. Why don't they just send him back to Nigeria?
So talking about his lawyers and all this kind of stuff. This is the stuff that really frustrates me. He's already been, you know, if he does, of course, it's
human rights. What crime has he committed in Nigeria?
You have to use the term alleged.
Huh? What would what has he done in Nigeria? Has he raped a child in Nigeria and then fled the country?
This guy is
and now he's here, living large.
The expense of the taxpayers.
How do we know? Yeah, exactly. For the taxpayers.
A heinous act. He should be deported. He should have been gone. Why are we? Why are we being held into account?
And I've just said that.
This guy making demands.
There you go. Might just send him home.
Making demands. Why are we such a soft touch with this? This is absolutely diabolical. And to be fair, if he didn't square up, to the judge in the court, then we probably wouldn't even heard about this one. I never even heard about this guy. I didn't even hear about this one from the hotel. We hear a lot about what's going on from outside these hotels and alleged sexual assaults that keep on coming and crimes that keep on coming outside from people that are staying at these hotels. But I didn't even hear about this one. So how many are actually going on? What is actually going on? This is why the British people are so frustrated right now. They're so frustrated. And just 2 weeks ago, we've seen these protests happening outside of this hotel. It really boils my piss. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It really, really boils my piss as to what's happening. This guy, I always like looking into individuals here and as to where they've come from and why we're housing these guys. At the last time I remember, what the heck is going on in Nigeria? Flood in Nigeria. Let me ask ChatGPT. I know this ChatGPT is a little bit woke, but let me put in, why would a individual flee illegally from Nigeria to the UK? Let's see what
just say why would they flee?
As to why. There are a mix of push factors in Nigeria and pull factors in the UK. So, do you know what comes up first on ChatGPT? Actually, I'll screenshot this, by the way. Economic hardship. Nigeria has a high unemployment, especially among young men. Even those with education often struggle to find stable work. Inflation, currency devaluation, and worsened living conditions make an escape to Europe appear more attractive. Corruption and governance issues. Security concerns. Certain religions are plagued by violence. Some claim asylum in the UK, citing persecution, tribal conflict, or threats from armed groups, social pressure and family expectation. Families often see migration as a path to financial salvation. Even if the risks are very high, young men are pressured to make it abroad and send remittance home. Paul, why the UK specifically? Established Nigerian community, perceived opportunities. Asylum and welfare system is a huge sector here, and with ChatGPT saying the UK asylum process allows individuals to remain in the country for long periods while their claims are reviewed. Free accommodation, like migrant hotels, legal aid, healthcare, and sometimes allowances connected incentives. Even if asylum is denied, enforcement of removal is patchy.
We're harpering criminals. Well, he must be a criminal over there. I bet you any money it's a criminal in Nigeria.
By the way, saying why an individual would flee, because I didn't know what's going on in Nigeria.
He's got to be a criminal in Nigeria, mate.
Push factors as to why
I tell you what, we've been facing hardship in England for a very, very long fucking time. Can I not be illegal and go somewhere else then?
Broken. Even if asylum is denied, enforcement of removals is patchy, creating the perception that once in the UK, one can stay.
How can we have it
so
the other way
this
round
guy,
then?
of course, again, this just goes to show how broken this system is.
Yeah,
We
and could
already
we
know
swap it the
that
other
as
way
well,
round?
from
Can the
repeating how
English
broken
people
this
go
system
to
is.
another
Well,
country
we've got a
because of
guy
economic
here
migrant
who's came
problems
over, and I
and
don't know if he came over
a
to
better
a boat, I don't
prospects
know
in,
if he
say,
came
I
over
don't
to
know,
anywhere,
America
but all we know is
or
that he was residing
whatever,
at the Barbican Hotel
with no
in
money and no
Islington.
fucking
He's now been,
passport, no nothing like
he's now
they've
on
done.
trial, or he's at least,
Nope,
you know,
I bet that
in
can't
jail,
happen
or
the other way round, can
he's been
it?
arrested and appearing in court over 2 alleged sexual assaults. And now, whilst he's in there, he's demanding all of this stuff. He's squaring
Yeah,
up to
exactly, and he's
judges.
going to get it all because they're
This guy
fucking
has no
bastards, then
respect
they'll
for
give
the
it him
system,
all,
the country,
rather
whatsoever.
than putting
Clearly,
up with it.
If what he has been alleged to have done is true, we'll find out in
Because
due
they
course.
take people's kids away from them saying
But the way he's
whatever,
acting in
but
the
these
court
people,
system,
I was going to
it's
say,
almost
them
like the country
people,
owes him
they're
something.
not going to punish him, they're just going to
Oh, I
basically
don't even know who this. I don't even know who this lawyer is. Hold on a second. Well,
so that he don't have, they don't have to put up with his
You know what I
behaviour.
mean? He obviously skin-toed. He ain't got any money to
They
get.
don't
his
have
own
to put
lawyer
up with
in
his
through
fucking
doors, so he's gonna be
behaviour.
getting
Like
one
you say,
that's
just
given to
deport
him.
the
He
fucking
wants to make
cunt.
demands like that.
That's
He has to do
it.
what everyone else has to do.
But once he's been to
Don't
the
pay for
hospital
your
and his
freaking
health's
lawyer.
alright,
Do you know what I
then
mean?
just deport him. If he's having a heart
And then
attack and
going
he's
out
not in
there
an
and
emergency,
swearing up and saying,
I was going to
just
say
you
he's not in
watch,
an
just you watch
emergency
what
where
are you going to do? This is the
you got to go to
problem.
what's an
These are the
emergency because you
individuals
banged your
that
head
are
or
deciding. Well, not
you've
all
had
of
an
them have to
accident
be
or
careful what they
something,
say online,
then
of course.
send him
But,
home.
you know,
Bye,
some
back
of
to
them,
Nigeria.
individuals that are residing at these hotels are like this. No respect for the system whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly,
And this
because we're
guy,
facing hardship in
hell,
England
I can't
now.
believe what I'm
England's
reading.
facing fucking
And more to the
hardship.
point, I wouldn't even heard about these alleged
I was going to
sexual
say,
assaults
what?
if it wasn't
I mean,
for
do you
him
think
swearing up to
everybody in
judges
England's
in
got
court.
fucking money? Do you
Idiots.
think that the English have got everything? We don't have
Now, let's have a little
everything.
look at the live
English,
chat.
the English don't have anything.
Gary
We
says
don't
they
have
walk around
everything.
like that. Just look at the
Come on then,
entitlement
where?
they show whenever anyone films them.
I'm not saying all English don't have anything. I'm not saying everybody.
I won't
But
even
I'm
find every
saying
single
half
play
the
to
English
this.
people like myself, I don't have a penny.
6,000
You're
homeless
busy, back to
veterans.
busy.
Keep on saying that figure. It probably rises
I'm
every
basically
single
calling
day.
myself
Will not
Oliver Twisted's
stop
freaking
saying it
sister.
in every single live
And the
stream
reason
that
why
do
I
on
say
this
that,
channel.
because I was brought up in kids'
6,000
zones,
homeless
right?
British
And Oliver Twist
veterans
was brought up
in
in
this country right now.
a
6,000. And I can't remember the actual figure, but it's it's in the tens of thousands.
well,
of
yeah,
people that
in
are
children's
residing
homes when he was a
at
kid,
the taxpayers'
basically an orphanage.
expense that are quote
So
unquote
basically, because
silenced.
if I was in Oliver Twisted shit in his era, I would be an orphanage. So I should be Oliver Twisted's
Judge
sister.
sends him
Please, sir,
down,
can I
then,
have
or
some
he has
more?
Starmer sent Judge tell him to let him go. It's not about sending him down. We don't want to have this guy responsible. We don't want to be responsible.
No,
for
we
this,
don't.
because
We
he's
don't
still
want
gonna
him
get
here.
personal attacks. And to be fair, he's probably like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to jail.
We don't
You know,
want to
you heard
send him
about
to
the stuff
jail
that's
because we
happening
don't want to
with
pay for it.
the South
And we
Walker,
also don't want him out on the streets because he's
all
a
of this
danger
stuff.
to
This is a holiday
people.
camp for him. He's probably
He's a
thinking, you know what,
dinosaur.
this is
He's a
pretty
basically
good.
this
This
is a
is
dinosaur.
cushy.
He's a danger
We
to
shouldn't have to
people.
deal with these foreign criminals.
No,
If he is
and we shouldn't
charged
send
for
him
what
back
he's
to
done, he should be
Nigeria.
deported. But of course, we know that that's not the case in the
No,
UK, and
it's
that's
not the
not the
case.
problem, unfortunately.
You won't deport the criminal back to fucking Nigeria
Well,
because
sent
he's a
down.
criminal.
You know, of course you want him sent down if he did what he did. Of course you do.
Yeah.
In a normal world,
But I'd rather, actually, I'd rather he takes his punishment by we deporting him. Exactly. I'd rather he take his punishment by we deport him. Well, exactly. Rather than sending him to jail, just deport him. That's what he needs to be. Right? Because then he can have his punishment. That is his punishment, being deported.
Russia and Arabian countries wouldn't allow this, and
So we can't have, like you said, we can't have both ways. You can't have someone going to jail and have them being deported. You have to pick which one do you want. Do you put them in jail or deport them? And exactly, and if they're able to deport them, then they should be deported. He can go back to Nigeria. There's no war there, just because of economics. Everybody's got economic problems all over the fucking world. So if that's the only thing, then well, come on, just fucking deport the cunt. Yeah, I'm sorry, but everyone's got hardship and economic problems. In every country. There's no country in the world that hasn't got that.
Oh yeah, more to the point, says Julie,
Literally.
playing the mental health card as an excuse for his bad behaviour.
Yeah.
So his lawyer's actually trying to get him a cushy position in terms of sent to a hospital or whatnot.
And who's his lawyer?
and trying
They're
to
not
sort
even
of
fucking
quit him
English
of that
either.
or quit him of responsibility, and he's still moaning I've never seen this law in all of my life.
I just say,
To be
just
fair,
send him back.
shame on that
Give
boy.
a
She's trying to
fuck.
freaking help him out.
Send him back.
Take accountability out of his own hands and his actions.
Exactly.
Saying that he needs to be, you know,
He's done a crime, now he's going to have to pay for the crime. You do a crime, you pay for it.
That in the criminal, he avoids jail.
Jail, yeah, I would like him to go to jail, but the point I think is that the fact the thing is, like saying, why we go, we've got too many in jail. Look at that for one, he's getting fucking chocolate and everything, he's living his life for fucking Riley in jail.
Very annoying.
So,
guys,
rather than live a life of Riley in jail, let's just deport the bastard. He's a fucking bastard, and he could go back to Nigeria.
This is in full force. I've got an excellent clip that was, of course, shared yesterday. A British person, you know, a lefty as we call them, going around at night with a ladder, pulling the flags down. This is what you're up against. So some people against
some fucking English fucking left bastard
are meant to be British. They're choosing their side.
Yeah, they're not British. They're not British, half of them. And if they are, then that's because they're working for the government.
Hit to him. But that's part of the problem. You've got these lefties that are taking down flags. They're meant to be British.
And I'll tell you what, they can fuck off me.
But guys, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your information. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not trying to copyright or anything. I'm just trying to make the story better and make my own story into it. Thank you very much by Caroline Poynton.